Hey guys, good evening. This is a little bit of a late impromptu live stream, but there has been some breaking news that came in just about in the last 15 minutes. Sean Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z, accused in a civil lawsuit of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl and two along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is some stuff that I've been covering a lot of this stuff with the Diddy allegations. So I thought I would just cover this, just breaking news coming in. I'm just going to wait and see how we are with time. You never know with these things. It might just be a little bit maybe late, but just to get the link out and we'll see who's around. Just one moment. Just a second. So this has just kind of come out of nowhere, but there may be some people there's some people it was only going to be a matter of time that stuff came out here about Jay-Z. So With this that came out, I'm reading NBC News. With Jay-Z, music mogul was named in a refiled October R-word complaint against Combs. The accuser is anonymous. Jay-Z, the rapper and entrepreneur whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit of R-word a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. The federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as a defendant. It was refiled Sunday to include Shawn Carter. With this, sorry, just getting this link sent out. Okay, so back to the story. So it was refiled, the lawsuit, to include Jay-Z, Sean Carter. So Sean Carter's attorney, Alex Spiro, and his publicist, as well as Combs representatives. So Combs representatives. So this is but of course, but look what's happened here. So they have not immediately responded to requests for comment. That's never good, right? They're in the bunker thinking of what they're going to say, right? That's not good right away off the bat when the lawyers, publicists aren't going to comment. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, did not comment. Busby has filed several lawsuits in recent months. All have withheld the complainant's names, accusing Combs of assault and the R word. This is the first suit in which he has named another high-profile defendant. Yeah, and they don't get more high-profile than Jay-Z, huh? Combs has repeatedly denied all the accusations against him, as he would. Federal prosecutors in New York criminally charged him in September with racketeering, trafficking, and other offenses, and he is behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after he was denied bail for a third time last month. His trial is scheduled for May the 5th. Prosecutors said in a court hearing last month that they are in the process of potentially bringing more charges against Combs in a superseding indictment. Before Sunday's lawsuit was refiled, Sean Carter received a letter from the plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter, Busby wrote in the suit. NBC News has seen the letter. In response to the letter, Busby wrote in the suit, Carter filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's attorneys. And he's got the power and he's got the money to do that, right? The lawsuit claims that in 2000, when Doe was 13, Combs and Carter R-word her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. And was this was the whole thing, wasn't it? The story of the accusation. It was still when Diddy was with JLo, right? And there was like photos that came out of that after party award show, and like they were like in a heated argument or something at the time. But anyway, the lawsuit says a friend dropped her off at the VMAs at the Radio City Music Hall. She did not have a ticket, and she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or an after party. One driver of the lawsuit says told her that he worked for Combs and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after he transported Carter and Combs, the suit says. Later, the driver picked her up, the suit says, and after 20 minutes, they arrived at a White House with a U-shaped driveway. She had to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival. I think this is very common with celebrities when they do this. When the girls come around, they hand their mobile phones when they go into, before they go in a mansion or a yacht. But she didn't receive a copy though, and then this is what she had to sign though, supposedly a non-disclosure agreement to enter the party, which the suit said was filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana and cocaine. She was offered a drink. She was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down, the suit says, and she went into a room to rest. Shortly afterward, the suit says, Combs and Combe entered the room with Combs saying, "You are ready to party." That's when she alleges Carter removed her clothes, held her down, and R-worded her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched. I wonder who this unnamed female celebrity is. A certain somebody from the block, let's say, if you know what I mean, if you get that reference. The suit says she was able to resist being forced to perform oral sex on Combs by hitting him in the neck and that he stopped. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father. The accuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under the New York's Victim of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. And so this is the first big one now, the big accusation with Jay-Z. This is one. This could open the floodgates to many others. I feel like that could. It wouldn't surprise me if that happens. I saw this coming. Jay-Z being associated with Diddy all this time. They were like bosom buddies. You could tell that Jay-Z very much sees Diddy as an equal, and that was the case the other way around. They're both very close and they viewed each other as equals, and that says a lot about someone's character. I mean, all the stuff came out about Jay-Z, right? Sorry, Diddy before. And I was thinking, it's only a matter of time now till stuff comes out about Jay-Z, because it says it all, right? When you show the world who your friends are, that it says a lot about who you are, right? Is your character. And yeah, so now this with Jay-Z, this I think could just open the floodgates. I knew it would take a little bit longer with Jay-Z. It's like what Jaguar Wright said, Jay-Z's a little bit more kind of patient. He wasn't like kind of sloppy like Diddy. He was a bit more cerebral, was Jay. But maybe it's just they want to take him down too, you know what I mean? And, you could say, is this just natural, the laws of the world? Is it karma? Or is this just more, the elite, the top elite? They're just saying, nah, man, you're past it now. Guys in your mid-50s used to be rappers. We've no use for you now. We're going to take you down. Is it that? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But it looks like now it's going to start to come out now. Dream. Hey, thanks for joining, Dream. Jennifer Lopez should count her days. Yeah, I mean, you see her now. Emotional wreck, trying to campaigning for Kamala Harris. It's wow. Yeah, she's there's stuff out there about her as well, about weird rituals that she got involved in, and stuff, I don't know, sacrificing chickens and stuff like that. I think they said Azalea Banks did that as well. Weird shit that you got to do, right, to get in that world, right, to have success. It's the devil's playground, isn't it, really? That entertainment world. It's straight up the devil's playground.
This app saves me around 60 hours every.
But yeah, so maybe with all this stuff though, you know, I'm surprised to an extent that it came out so soon. But no surprise really with this allegation. Now the question is, next allegation be? Are they just going to be? Are they going to be just as disturbing, or if not more disturbing? I have a feeling it's probably going to be the latter. There'll even be more disturbing allegations to come. So let's see what's everybody saying online then. I mean, are people shocked at this about the Jay-Z? No one could really be shocked, right, by now, right? They know who Jay-Z's friend is, right? They knew who his friend was. That We Are Change guy, Luke Rozowski, just a few months ago, I said Jay-Z was going to be the next shoe that was going to drop in the scandal. I mean, it's not a huge surprise, you know what I mean? It's not like, it would take a genius to figure it out, You see them all the time in photographs. They seem to be very super close, didn't they? Like there was Diddy, there was Jay-Z, there was DJ Khaled. I mean, apparently it's straight up that, like these are guys that are like in the closet, like, I'm not sure about Jay-Z, but like Diddy, they say Diddy's in the Khaled's in the closet, Rick Ross is in the closet. It's just a lot of weird shit in that world, man, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I mean, Dream, that's interesting point there, Dream. The stuff could get out then about Vince McMahon, right? I mean, there's still like a dark side to WWE. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that, Dream, of like, even when like, was it not Meek Mill that was in that lawsuit about someone that had sexual relations with Diddy? And it wasn't long after that like Triple H tweeted Meek Mill. I think it was because in relation to like, Philadelphia was being his hometown and it was WrestleMania was coming up, WrestleMania 40 in Philly. But then there's all that other stuff, that dark shit with like Travis Scott and the Astroworld tragedy, and then he's there doing stuff with WWE and pictured with Triple H. It's like, why are you mingling with those people? You know what I mean? There's just something there that doesn't sit right with me with that. So what's all this stuff here? There's something here about Jay-Z that's I mean, people are putting it down to this is just a money grab, the lawsuit. Yeah, people want to get their money, but it's not to say that it's not true, though. If you're around Dream, there's a weird wrestling connection with Jay-Z here, right? That in 1999, right, you had Mae Young at the Billboard Music Awards. You had Mae Young, you had Fabius Moolah, and you had that guy that had the song Mambo Number 5, Lou Bega. They presented Jay-Z with the Rapper of the Year award. How random is that, right? People are saying Jay-Z and Beyonce, you're up next. Sickos, I hope they get everything they deserve. They're worse than Diddy. Just just looking at a photo of Jay-Z and Diddy, and it's pictured with Aaliyah. The eyes are the giveaway. Very dark eyes there with Jay-Z. Kanye's raw. He's quiet. Well, Kanye's got his kind of own skeletons in his closet because there's allegations there about Kanye doing stuff at a Diddy party like 2 years ago or something. It's very weird that Kanye attacked Diddy, but then he had been praising him a lot before that about Diddy inspired him with his life choices. He even said his wife choices and Kim. I don't know, some strange stuff there with Kanye. I can't quite figure out Kanye. Hopefully Nas, there's nothing bad about Nas that comes out, right? Nas was one of my favorites rappers, but hopefully Nas is clean from all that shit. But I do remember that song Rock Boys, where in the video and there's a couple of scenes of Nas and Diddy, and they're just out like in nice suits and hanging out and with cigars and shit. Hopefully Nas isn't like them. I hope not. I really do. But this stuff was out there though. This stuff was out there about Jay-Z, what he was like. Sketchy stuff out there about, relationship with Foxy Brown and, you know, trying to get with Aaliyah. Well, I believe Aaliyah might have been legal age at the time, but still very young. Even the stuff with Beyonce is quite questionable, you know what I mean? Somebody almost accusing it of grooming, Jay-Z and Beyonce. What was that, like it was like a 10, 12-year age gap there, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Nothing huge, but, still a little bit iffy that, isn't it? I noticed the rapper MIA was saying some stuff. MIA was saying about Jay-Z when she had signed to Rock Nation, Jay-Z pressuring her to get plastic surgery. Other stuff there about, her not posing in pictures full of blood and that black goo and like that weird stuff that you see like the Kardashians do and all that. And it's just a dark world, isn't it? You won't find God in that world, that's for sure. Someone said, I never really trusted Jay-Z because he was a 30-year-old who started dating an 18-year-old. I never really followed the whole Jay-Z thing at the time. I don't think I even knew who Jay-Z was. And that was the thing because Jay-Z wasn't big in Britain, right? I think it was really the Crazy in Love song. You know, it was Beyonce, that actually gave Jay-Z the rub. That's what put him on the map in the UK market anyway, that Crazy in Love song. Yeah, people knew who he was, but he wasn't like, he wasn't that commercially successful over here. They might try and create that perception that he was all a big name worldwide. 50 Cent's talked about that in the past, that, there's a lot of marketing dollars in the States in general can go around to create that perception that you're a big deal. But then it's, there's not enough marketing dollars out with America. And he was like pointing out how like Kelly Rowland, Kelly Rowland had a couple of hits early on in her solo career. And I think a lot of people kind of thought at that time, maybe Kelly Rowland was going to be the big successful one, like Beyonce had that song that was in the Austin Powers film that she was in, but it didn't do that well. It was like number 5, number 6 in the charts. But then, she has Crazy in Love, and that, changes everything. And I generally don't think I even knew who Jay-Z was. Certainly didn't know about Jay-Z Beyonce dating, you know what I mean? Which I believe they married around that time too. MIA is authentically her. She was blacklisted by the industry after a franchise song with Travis Scott. All right, so she did a song with Travis Scott, funnily enough. Dream. Yeah, she's an interesting character, MIA, because, being that she's kind of does rap and I do rap, and she got into the industry a bit later on in her life. Yeah, I found her an interesting character. I've tried to like message her before and like say, hey, always up for having a chat, I think she'd be somebody to have a great conversation with on the channel, though. But I sometimes wonder with that stuff, could she just be like this kind of controlled opposition, Because some of the things that she says and the people she speaks to, I'm a little bit unsure about that. But it seems like she's gone through a lot of shit, though. Hi, Nikki. Hi. So you subscriber here. Nikki, hi. How you doing? Thanks for joining. $50 played the waiting game and utilizing the laws of power to his advantage since Jay-Z or Diddy exposed him and Nas are left standing. That's a very interesting point, Dream. Yeah. He certainly had it out for Diddy, right? And yeah, I think, could you say that 50 Cent played his part, with the downfall of Diddy? Yeah, I think he played his part. I think it was going to be inevitable that he would get exposed anyway, because I mean, the fucker had essentially been getting away with it for about 30 years. It only became I think it was only going to be a matter of time until you got exposed, you know what I mean? Yeah, MIA would be somebody I'd like to get on the channel, though. I want to believe she's the real deal, but it sounds pretty messed up, though, from the characters that she got involved with. And then she married and had a kid with like the high up executive guy that's part of like one of the wealthiest families in New York. Was that Bronfman or something the guy was called? Or certain things there that were, yeah. When does Beyonce come into play here after the allegations? Well, I mean, she could have her own skeletons too in the closet, right? Dream. There's all that weird stuff, isn't there, about all that weird like the allegations that former drummer of hers had about to do with witchcraft and all that stuff about she was she was able to control her finances. She was able to she put a spell on her cat to where her cat and then attacked her. Now that's some pretty kind of like out there shit, right? But you just you never know, right? You never know. I mean, they say there's this thing of like you've got the Freemasons, which are men. I mean, there are women who are Freemasons, right? But it's not like officially. I imagine, I believe, is it my right? I'm saying that they're not officially Freemasons, females, but there's this whole thing about these like women who are just straight up they say are witches. That's what they are. They are witches, and maybe it's similar type of rituals and signals and hand signals that they do like Freemasons. Um, Stuff there about Kardashians. They're all witches. The Jenners. Beyonce is one that they say that about her. Tom Brady's ex-wife, he made a comment about her saying she was a witch. He said it in a joking way, but it sounded a little bit of a weird thing to say. Unless he was joking and he was really meaning to say bitch, but he used the word witch instead, possibly. But I don't know. That was kind of a funny one too, though. Yeah. The hotel video, Jay and Solange, is weird, but that kind of shows you the power of both individuals. I felt it was like, Beyonce used her sister to do her dirty work, and the Jay-Z, her sister had so much hatred for Jay-Z that she had to go and resort to just totally going crazy and slapping the piss out of him. You know what I mean? It was weird, wasn't it? A lot of stuff there out there about Jay-Z, though. It was only going to be a matter of time, right? There's the Cafe White stuff. There's the Pimp C stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there, and some of it you think is all true. Some of it just conspiracy theory stuff, internet fake news. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting what more stuff will come out now. You know what I mean? Are you asking Dream what the NFL does now with Jay-Z, or are you asking about Tom Brady? Because Jay-Z was going to do something with the NFL, wasn't it? Like he was some production thing or whatever, and right, yeah, because it was like something, wasn't it? Something that like initially Jermaine Dupri had the opportunity to do, but Jay-Z told him not to do it, only for then for Jay-Z to go and do it and to partner up, and where Jermaine Dupri had the opportunity, Jay-Z advised him against it, but then went and did it himself with his company. And yeah, that shit was like out 5 years ago, and it's like, but not enough people said anything about it at the time. No one said, hang on a minute, that's a bit shady, that's a bit two-faced, like that's real, like proper backstabbing behavior, right? But that's what he does, right? You know what I mean? He's a phony guy, I mean, stabbing Dame Dash in the back, his business partner, the guy that gave him that opportunity. I mean, that gives you an idea into his character, right? That he probably never did like Dame Dash, and maybe Dame, there was reason to not like him at times. He was maybe he was a dick, maybe he was very abrasive and didn't speak to people always in a nice way. Still probably doesn't, right? But it seemed pretty not cool what he did to him, though, right? But yeah, that's the thing with Drake, right? That's the thing with Drake. It's like I would have just left that alone. I mean, it sounds kind of dodgy, right? What he was saying, but then if Kendrick has it in good authority, the stuff that he was saying in that song about Drake is true, but there's there's no going back from that, right? And what caused it in the first place for that rap? What caused that Meet the Grahams rap and the Not Like Us rap? What caused that? I mean, because wasn't it at some point it was like J. Cole was involved and it was like a talk about, like who are the best, who's the greatest, who's the GOAT out of us three as far as rappers go. I don't know, but it just kind of like all escalated out of nowhere, which, maybe at the start appeared like it was just some like, staged music industry rap beef. And then it became like, oh shit, this is pretty like shit's got real here. Liz Crokin now, she's somebody I think there's a strong possibility that she's controlled opposition, but she's saying that in August of 2011, she was working as a senior editor for Star Magazine. Her boss asked her to look into the online blog reports claiming a woman named Kathy White, who friends called Corey, was having an affair with Jay-Z. The blog that reportedly first broke the affair story was published by Hollywood Street King in an article titled Jay-Z Caught Cheating on Beyonce with Kathy White. She managed to get a hold of Kathy at her job in New York over the phone. During her first conversation, she denied having an affair with Jay-Z. Furthermore, she also claimed that she never hung out with him or had even met him. She then uncovered photos of Kathy hanging with Jay-Z and Diddy, no less, at Tahoe nightclub at Las Vegas. She called her back and asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she never met or hung out with him. And then she expressed to Liz Crokin, the journalist, that she would consider going public with her story. Days later, she tried to reach her at work with no luck. Finally got hold of one of her colleagues, and I asked her if she knew why Kathy had been MIA. Her colleague shockingly told me she's dead. Wow. So there's that stuff out there. I think it was first through Jaguar Rights videos that it was Jaguar Rights videos that she had mentioned Kathy White. Yeah. Jaguar Wright knows a lot of stuff. She knows a lot of things, and I don't know if you've heard the allegation where she said, Mr. Sean Carter, gun to her head, sing bitch. There's a lot more to it than just that, but I've got to watch what I say here and with videos and YouTube, but that was something, though. That's an accusation, a story out there. I posted some videos on that before. It didn't get a lot of traction, though, which was weird, but it was a funny one. A lot of love. Who's sending me love? It must be somebody I know, right? Dream. Drake is a certified weirdo regardless. J. Cole saw the writing on the wall. It was Schoolboy Q that told what was going to happen. Right, interesting. Yeah. But then you've got J. Cole, though. It's weird, is it, Dream? Because J. Cole is still now talking and bigging up Drake and talking about how he's cool with Drake, But he's trying to play the guy that's like neutral and saying, hey, I like you, Kendrick. I fuck with you. I like you, J. Cole. I like you, Drake. I fuck with you. So it's a funny one, isn't it? Kara, I knew it was you. Good evening, Kara. How are you doing? Did you just come across all this stuff about Jay-Z, or was it my notification that you found out how? I don't know if you know Liz Crokin, Dream, but I think I've pissed somebody off because I said that she could be controlled opposition. Yeah, well, that's a good question, Dream. That's a very good question about that. And I do wonder, are these people put into certain places to make it appear that the official narrative is getting questioned? Cat Williams kind of came out of nowhere at the start of the year. And I wasn't familiar with Cat Williams. It'd be a different story if I was an American, right? I wasn't familiar with Cat Williams. Yeah, it was quite a good interview. But he did it with Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp's like a big name. He's a guy that's was a big name in American football. He's very successful channel. He's some questionable things with that guy because just little like symbolism and stuff like that I've seen him do. So I think he could be just part of the club. But I think people realize now that a lot of this kind of conspiracy theory, alternative media stuff, there's a lot of money to be made there and views, so they'll use that to their advantage. Right off the bat, Carrie, I thought it would maybe a bit too late for you this video, but it's going to be one of those that I'm going to uncover and get into more later. I'll maybe do one in the evening, around 8 o'clock, and talk more about this stuff. But it was just because it was breaking news. I was like, okay, I'm just going to get in there and do a video on it. But no, that's fine, Cara. I appreciate that though. We definitely we'll see each other again, and we'll talk more. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no worries, Cara. Yeah, night, dear. Yeah, we'll talk again soon. Yeah, have a good sleep. See ya. Yeah, the chain of command. It's a funny one. I don't know. I mean, you had Gene Deal and you had Jaguar Wright. Around the same time in 2020, and they start coming out and speaking out against Diddy. And Jaguar Wright, I believe it was September 2020 was her first video she did, like an interview, a podcast, whatever, and she called Diddy S-word trafficker. But I'd never heard anyone say that before about Diddy around that time or before that. I think there was that allegation out there that he was accused of like sexually harassing his personal chef, but nothing came of it, and it was just all forgotten about. But that was just like one allegation. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a funny one, Dream. I mean, I'll say this much, Dream. Jaguar Wright is somebody that I found her videos interesting. I found them entertaining. I've watched a few of the interviews that she does. I'm not always with her takes and views and things that I fully agree with everything she says. No, but I certainly think she makes a lot of good points, and being, her views certainly do carry more weight because she was there in the industry and she knows Jay-Z. She's met Jay-Z. She's been around Jay-Z, done music with Jay-Z. She did a lot of songs. I believe it was at the Blueprint, like songs like she worked on Song Cry, H to the Izzo, stuff like that. But Jaguar Wright, I'll tell you now, Dream. I actually reached out to Jaguar Wright personally. I was thinking that it would be somebody handling our YouTube, or sorry, our email address, but it was actually Jaguar Wright. So she's known as Jaguar Wright Johnson, and she emailed and said for me to contact, and she left me the email to her producer. And I just said, hey, I'd be interested in having Jaguar Wright on the show. Just let me know how it is for rates, availability. And so there's a certain amount that she does charge for if she's doing a podcast appearance, if it's going to be an in-person interview. So that's something that, there's an opportunity there that I could actually have Jaguar Wright on the channel. It certainly, I think, would be, an interesting conversation. I've just got to figure out to myself, is it worth it? It's not cheap. I've just got to ask myself and justify, is it worth it for the channel? But me having a discussion with Jaguar Wright could be interesting because there's certain things I haven't overlooked with certain things that she said and certain accusations that she made. I think it would be kind of interesting. There would be some other interesting questions that I would ask, and I wouldn't be afraid to ask Jaguar Wright, because certain things that she had said before in podcasts, I was surprised at some of the stories and stuff that she said. It didn't gain a lot of traction and views and stuff with TikTok videos and all that. But she was nice enough to respond to my email. her producer responded. So maybe there might be something down the line you'll see in the near future though on the channel. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, Dream, about the Janelle Grant stuff. I mean, maybe, I don't know, more stuff will come out about Patterson, perhaps. But I'm not really sure about that Ring Boy stuff, though. I'm really not. But apparently, Jay-Z did post something on his Twitter page about just saying that this whole lawsuit thing, it's a money grab and this, that, the other. But then I think he deleted it pretty quickly. I mean, what do you think on that, though, Dream? Do you think, who do you think? I mean, who we. It's from so long ago as well, though, you know what I mean? It's like. TD Jakes, yeah. This was that was a very, very charismatic preacher, you know. That he's been at Diddy parties before, right? Well, I mean, who knows whether that heart attack was legit or not, but he might be really feeling it right now, though. You know, if Diddy's got some dirt, some footage on him. But yeah, this is just one allegation now, though. But just wait. If there's 2 or 3 more allegations like this to come out about Jay-Z in the next week, I would not be surprised one bit. But yeah, man. But when people show you who their friends are, believe them. Jay-Z showed you who his friend was. Diddy, right? Through thick and thin. But yes, any guys, any more comments you have on this stuff with Jay-Z? Any more comments on the stuff with Diddy? Curious to hear what you guys think. Yeah. I think Jay-Z now will really be panicking now, though. He's going to be fucking shitting it. Because I believe that he probably had this sense of invincibility for. Maybe he's had it for the majority of his life, you know. He's probably always been a bit of a dark, sketchy character. And yeah, you know, maybe childhood trauma and stuff like that didn't help with his development. And then it helped him get what he wanted in a sense, because then he had little to no empathy, you know. But maybe his chickens are coming home to roost, though. Oh, Jay-Z. now the lawyers come out. The guy with the allegation with the girl, that lot from, you know, she was 13, right? So I was 2000. I would have been 9 almost the whole year. So she's now 38. The woman. This is what the lawyer said representing her regarding the Jay-Z efforts to silence my clients. Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under pseudonym. How's that word? How's the word you say it? Pseudonym, whatever. When you've got another alias or whatever. What he fails to say in his recent statement is, my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me. Would he really personally do that? But he has tried to bully and harass me. I imagine through his team, right? Through his lawyers and shit. He wouldn't do this himself. He's not that type of guy. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Jay-Z, this is Liz Crokin. Jay-Z has used these same allegation tactics against anyone exposing him, including against his alleged biological son. Whoa. Mic drop. More and more shit to come, right? This is just the start. And I don't know, do any of you watch that? Is it Psychic? Is it, what's her name? Is it Sloan Bella, her name? And did she not say that like 3 people were going to get like in the next? I remember she mentioned, I think it was MC Hammer, and then I believe it was Jay-Z. I think she said that she said MC Hammer would get exposed first before Jay-Z. I mean, what I mean, I don't know the stuff about MC Hammer, what that could be. I mean, is it similar stuff to Diddy and Jay-Z? I'm guessing. I mean, I just know about him and his wild spending habits and stuff like that and failed businesses, but I'm guessing they mentioned that MC Hammer name like that, you know. I think there was another name as well. Who was it? MC Hammer, Jay-Z. But what is this again? Well, let's see what Jay-Z says on it. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. He put lawyer in the air quotations. What he calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more prepared to deal with your type. What about your type, Jay-Z? You were like your best mate was Diddy for 20 years. And okay, even if all this other stuff that he's being accused of now is not true, he was accused of just, smacking and beating the crap out of his woman at the time, Cassie. That should be a bad enough indicator that, you're friends with a guy like that and, his character and then your character. But you claim to be a Marine. So he's trying to make it real personal. Jay-Z goes to the lawyer, you claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Man, he's really reaching for these like with these insults, man. It seems like he's really kind of like clutching at straws. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where our friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such he's playing the family card, the kids. It is unfair to have to try and understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims of the world who will have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Now, another insult. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. Well, a lot of celebrities hung around with Diddy, though, or at the parties. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project in Brooklyn. Well, he's actually 55, He's not young anymore. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. I don't know about that. You stabbed your best friend, one of your best friends in the back in Dame Dash, did you not? We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network and conspiracy theories, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. And this was on the Rock Nation social media page, and I believe that's now been deleted since. So there you go. Exactly right. You're talking. That's just scratching the surface of a Jay-Z, though. I mean, but this is. I think this allegation will open the floodgates. I don't think this is going to be like a one and done allegation. No way. There will be more to come. It's just a sick world of these celebrities, though, is it, Dream? Whether they call it the Black Eye Club or whatever? Is that to do with adrenochrome to keep you living longer or to keep you looking younger or whatever, or both? You're better off just being in the real world, real day 9 to 5 job. It wouldn't be worth it, right? But Jaguar Wright, I think, even said it right in our interview with Piers Morgan, right? Jaguar Wright said that Jay-Z and Beyonce are actually worse than Diddy, And I thought, man, that's pretty strong at the time hearing that. But I think, they're certainly calculated. They're more calculated than Diddy because and for they must be doing something right for all these years to be getting away with it, and in the public perception still be seen as these great successful artists just worked hard, have done everything they can to make their dreams come true, and they're about uplifting people with their art and all this bullshit. They're wicked, man. Trying to chrome, yeah. There's stuff out there about, was it at some party a couple of years ago, like Alicia Keys did a shot of adrenochrome. That was one name I noticed. I mean, she did that Super Bowl performance, right? I mean, these Super Bowl performances, majority of them are like these satanic rituals now, right? You know what I mean? And the artists wear red. She was in red, Alicia Keys, as with Rihanna, and it's just all that shit with the symbolism, and you know how it is. I mean, Taylor Swift as well was the one, and was that Ice Spice artist that was throwing up that symbolism and wore the inverted cross and all that, you know. There's some sick people, are they? They're sick bastards, man. But yeah, I think I'm going to just wrap this up. It was just one of those. It was like a late live stream. I just thought I'd get in and cover some of this Diddy stuff. Yeah, Hillary is wicked, is it? Yeah, it's was it a certain thing about a drip or something? Dream. It's yeah, she's wicked, is it? She'd be like she'd be a great villain in a she missed her calling as an actress, Hillary Clinton. She has that evil, wicked look, you know, like a abusive step aunt or some shit, right? You know, that's the one. Dream. That's the one. Yeah, Hillary Clinton. I mean, should have she not been in Hocus Pocus? You know, but was it a Betty White that was in Hocus Pocus? I've heard there's some fucked up shit about her though. That you know, she might actually be involved in this whole adrenochrome stuff in Hollywood. That she's like a fixer for the stars. Think she'll like be the middle person to hook them up and get that stuff. I think that was something I'd heard. It was like, yeah, a lot of this conspiracy shit you gotta watch, right? But that was a name that was out there though. But yeah, guys, if people are joining in, what's your thoughts though on this Jay-Z allegation? Do you think straight up? I mean, do you think it's true? Do you think it's untrue? Just somebody looking to get a payday? What's your thoughts there? Give me your take. Leave me a comment on what do you think about this? It's 1:33 a.m. here, Dream. It's pretty late. Gotta be up in the morning. Just thought I'd have to do this Jay-Z video though. Yeah, but thanks a lot for coming on, Dream. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Nikki Lynn, you subscriber, you watcher. Thank you for coming on, Nikki. Appreciate you joining the stream. With this, it was a bit of an impromptu one doing this stuff. But maybe there'll be some more details in the hours to come by tomorrow. So I think my plan will be to do another probably stream later on in the evening would be my plan. Maybe there'll be some more details and we can get into this and be more people around and I'll take some questions and we can get interesting to hear everybody's thoughts on this stuff. But yeah, I think I'm just going to wrap up this live stream for now. I will be back a little later in the evening. But thank you, Dream. Thanks everybody for coming on. But that's me for now. But take care, everybody. That's fine. Cheers. Bye.